What is going on, guys? Today we've got more League SBCs and we're going to be running through them and showing you the best possible way to get the grind on for Team of the Year. So let's have a quick look. We've got the 83 times 3. We should have them in live. In fact, no, will they be in upgrades? I'm pretty sure they were in live last time. Let's have a look because we've got so much stuff going on. It is crazy that we need to get rid of all of this. I believe we've got the daily login, reminder there. And here we have the Mixed League upgrade and the Premium Mixed League upgrade. We've got 93 days for both, Prime Gold, Small Rare. So they are the standard as we go. So it looks like... Okay, so now we've got the Portuguese League and Liga Santander too. So basically, the Spanish League, the second division. Okay, so we'll start off with the first one. Libertadores or Sudamericana needs to be 11. Minimum from one club is 6. Okay, that's pretty good. Then Max Silver, standard, 60 rated overall, and 15 chem. So breaking that down, well, we got Silver, Prime, Silver, what is that? Small Prime Silver Players Pack. Okay, so that's a pretty standard. You will need either a few bronzes or obviously you need more of some silvers just to make that rating up a little bit. Minimum from one club is 6, which actually is really doable. We then have the Polish League or the Korean League. Okay, so we're changing leagues as well. Actually nice to see them utilize other leagues. So this is really good for bronze packs and all of that stuff. We'll show you that in this as well. So it's the Polish League or the Korean League. Again, 11 in there. Players from one club, max 1. That's a pretty standard. Rare, minimum 2, 62 overall. Gold pack. Then we have the Serie B, so the second league in the Italian league and the second league in the German league. Again, 11, one club, so basically means 11 players, 11 of them have to be different clubs. It's a pretty standard thing. 68 rated, so requiring some silvers there. And then we have the Liga Portugal or Liga Smart Bank. So obviously it is the second league in La Liga and the main league in the Portuguese. So then we've got that. 5 gold, 6 rare. It's a standard as what we saw last time with the MLS and Championship. We then get a premium mixed. So we've got 2 untradeable, which is obviously the more expensive packs, and 2 tradable. Straight away, I would personally sell anything you get from these 2 and then keep the rest from here. Because obviously you're going with the untradeable, you want to keep as much profit coming in, and we'll show you how you balance that out kind of in the meantime. If then we look at Prime Mixed, okay, it's all looking pretty standard. Okay, so yeah, so this looks exactly the same again. So we've got, oh no, in fact, no, it is right. So it is Ligue 1 or Eredivisie. It is one club that you've got to have. So for instance, PSG was it last time, 68 rated. It's a pretty standard. You just have to go for one club. Then we have the Sudamericana again, 8 gold, 3 rares. Obviously, all of them are going to be rares if you're using libs, which is way easier than suds. And then we have the Bundesliga, one club again, 3 rare, 77. And then Premier League or La Liga, one club, 4 rare, 79 rated. So both of these, personally for the Bundesliga and Serie A, go for any of them. Same with a Prem. Whoever you've got, just keep reversing them. Use the Prem one time, use La Liga the next. It's a nice and easy grind. The only one that you don't have to really worry about here is pick a Ligue 1 team. For instance, PSG actually isn't a bad one because if you have a look, if we go into gold, if you have a silver or bronze, it makes it even easier. But basically, if you go PSG, if we go to concepts and we'll go, in fact, we'll go lowest to high, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you've got one more with obviously, oh, that doesn't change, with Soler. And then any bronze or silvers you get is perfect. If you get a silver or bronze tradable, sell them on, because realistically they're going to be more priced than this, and you'll be able to get gold quite easily and quite cheaply. Bronze and silvers will make up the packs back from the bronze pack method. So that is pretty standard. Let's just have a double check on objectives to make sure that we haven't got any extra bonuses for finishing this, but it is pretty standard. We have the Foot Champs Plus. Okay, that's interesting. We have the daily login. I don't think they've done it again because we got a big one during the last time. So SBC Chase is the other one. Yeah, by the looks of it, it is just League SBCs this time. So to start all of this, where do you go with? If you've got loads of coins, a stacked full club, just start going and chucking stuff in. Get to the point where you've absolutely rinsed everything, and then we can start this side of it. So straight away, you're thinking, what can I do? How do I start this grind? It is very easy. We're going to show you a cheeky preview gold. You never know. of course we know. But in general, when you start this, you want to be going bronze packs. Unfortunately, we don't actually have the 3 common gold upgrade or the 4 silver upgrade anymore, as that was during the winter. That could come back, so don't be too hesitant just yet to maybe throw everything in. But this is the way you'll be doing bronze packs all the time. And obviously now you want to be looking at these. You want to be looking at all of the Serie B. You want to be looking at the Bundesliga 2, La Liga 2. Obviously all the rares as a standard normally go for 250 if you can get them gone. Obviously the Serie A is still in flow, so we can get money off him. But with this, just keep being very attentive, even if you have to write down what leagues you kind of have to do until you get into the flow of what leagues you've got. Realistically, it is pretty simple with one, even if you just go for one specific league. I know they give you multiple options, but it doesn't mean you have to use the grind like that. For instance, this one, we have 2 Portuguese league teams, one of them being a rare, which is nice. Obviously, they will go up in price a little bit on from now. It looks like the goalkeeper's already hitting a price. So again, we have the option to either keep him or sell him on. Okay, in fact, no, I lie. It was just a glitch there. But in general, there will be players that will go for that sort of price. I can imagine the ones with kind of like multiple teams, some might go up because it might be a specific position that is very hard to get. Again, we don't need the Belgium League anymore. We don't need MLS or Chinese League. So either you've got 2 options. You either sell them on because some of them will still go for a little bit of a price, or you keep them for the next round, as it looks like they're just going to keep going up and down with this. They're basically going to use one team for one and then just swap it over in the next section. So they are going to be useful at some point. It all depends on how much coins you've got. But once you've done this, this is going to be just a standard method. Keep grinding this out. There is no real price that you stay at or have to put into this. You should make coins back. Obviously, if you're keeping the rares and selling them at a higher price, that is absolutely fine. But check everything. That's what you want to do, is make sure that you are looking at absolutely every player and selling them for the maximum amount of value you can physically get back. Everything else, discard. We don't need it. It just is extra coinage back in the back pocket. So once you've done all that, you should be able to collect a nice kind of collection of bronzes, because that's going to really start this grind off. Obviously, we do have all of the upgrade packs and everything that will be very tempting to do, but make sure you are doing this first, because obviously this is going to be the grind worth doing. If I was being very picky, I'd probably say leave the Mixed League upgrade, purely for the fact that it's going to be very hard to get all of them consistently without having to do a lot of bronze packs. So unless there was an objective to complete this, I personally would kind of stay away from that, utilizing more of your players in the premium instead. So for instance, if we're looking at the premium, what I would go for is, for instance, Liga and Eredivisie. I know PSG is the one. So any Eredivisie gold, any other League and gold, they're going into upgrades, 80 pluses, 82 pluses, whatever the upgrade pack is out at the time. That is personally where I would put them. So that is that sorted. League and PSG, they're the ones that I'd go for that. That's that one done. Libertadores, pretty standard. Don't bother using suds, because that's going to be far too much work. Suds do not count as a rare, so, well, I think they don't at least. We can actually check that. I'm pretty sure they don't, but they could do. No. So suds don't count as rare. You only need 3 of them, but I don't know if you can actually even get sud rares. I think that would be a mission in itself. So for instance, we go for Libertadores. I normally go from the 75s up, because you do find that once you get to these 75s, a lot of them are different leagues. If you wanted to get rid of a few of these, so for instance, we get this goalie a lot, we get this goalie a lot, we'll go with him, and you just pick out the leagues or the teams that you've got from the top. We've already used him. We haven't used one of them. We've not used him, and we'll say we'll go for him. And then I think that's 7. So then we go with you, and one more for good luck. We'll just go for him, just to make sure we haven't, because as you can see, we have used multiple from one club twice, which is always fantastic. So we've used this one as well. So there we go. So we need one more gold. It's a pretty standard one to do. Look through all of your libs, and you just got to find, basically, there he is. That's the one we're looking for. We've got him, and then we whack that in. There's all our golds. So that is a standard and a half. So then we get everybody in position, as obviously we need to get the 15 chem as well. And this is where obviously either position modifiers or the lower rated Libertadores will come in handy. So again, we'll go with one from you, one from you, one from you. And then we'll throw one in for good measure just to make sure. So for instance, we go with him in there, swap him for the chem. We then go for a right back, we swap him for the chem. And then finally, we go with a centre back, and again, we swap for the chem. It's as simple as that. The gold should come in really easy with all of the upgrades, all of the packs that you get done. So that one is probably the first normally to complete. Then obviously we've got the Bundesliga, Serie A, and then obviously Prem and La Liga. Again, pretty standard. One club, that's all you've got to do. So with these, both are exactly the same in how I would complete these. I'd normally go, for instance, if we go for La Liga first, with this one, I'd normally go low to high. We do need a 79 rated team, and we also need, how many rares? 4 rares. That's a pretty easy one to do. So what I'd normally do is I'd go with all of these. So I'd just pick the teams out that obviously I think we don't duplicate, and then we can go and start putting them in. Obviously then we can start looking at chemistry and all of that good stuff as well. But I'll try and go for as many lower rateds first, and then maybe I chuck in an 83. Maybe I chuck in an 81. We do need a few rares, and obviously we've got a lot of Villarreal so far, and I think we've got Felipe there and that, and then we'll throw in for good measure. That is all you've got to do with this. And then it is just all about making the rating and the chemistry. So if we go with him as a cam, we make sure we put in some of these high rateds first, just so we know that we are hitting that 89 rated. And then we want to just filter in some of them in the right positions. And I think we might actually have to go with a different player to get another chemistry spot there. We've actually put 2 of the same team in. I think that was Falcao. And then we need 2 more spots. So we'll go with a CDM, and we might be able to even change one of the rares here. We'll change him there, and then that gives us the 15 chemistry. We still need 79, so we'll just double check and see where this puts us in terms of rating. I was going to say I can imagine we're going to be 1 off, but even if we go for players from 1 max club, we've got 2 Real Sociedad, I can imagine. Oh, we've got 2 Getafe. There we go. So we've got that. And then even if you have to buy 1 player, it's not the end of the world to have to do that. It's most definitely, again, just a common thing. So if we go, for instance, with the left back, we've already got a Villarreal player in. Oh, that's where I was looking. So if we swap him over, swap them, and then we've got you, and then we'll go and buy a centre-back, just so we know we've got the chemistry. Again, it shouldn't cost too much. As you can see, we can have a look and just double check which ones we've got. Clearly, that team is the one that's the one with the most centre-backs. We've got Mallorca, we've got Espanyol. I think we've got them, but I'm not too sure actually. But there should be one that pops out any time about now. And there we go. Whacked him in, nice and easy. That one, again, is the standard. So next time, I'll be looking at Premier League. So that means then I can grind through, get the Premier League up to scratch, whilst then putting the La Liga back on the back burner and grinding through them. And it's just a constant back and forth. Meaning Bundesliga, Serie A is exactly the same, and we just keep rotating. It's the easiest grind ever. We've still got, obviously, Ligue 1's rares to put into any sort of upgrades as we get through with this. There will be more than likely league-specific upgrades when we get into Team of the Year, so this would be good to really home in that, to be honest. But that is going to be the big grind. Bronze packs into either upgrades, holding on to them to sell them for more, or obviously waiting for more upgrades to come out, into then the premium upgrades, and we just keep recycling through. As then we open the packs, we get more players to put back in, and it's just a constant grind. But the big thing that you've always got to remember is making sure you sell anything tradable. That's going to be the big thing with this, is because the first 2 should always be tradable, and the second 2 shouldn't. So for instance, Jumbo Gold Pack and Small Prime Gold players sell everything, no matter if it's a team that you need, unless potentially it's PSG, because you might need that, and if you're going to have to buy that anyway, you might as well do that. Everything else you can keep. You can keep the small rare gold, you can keep the prime electrum, and obviously you keep the prime gold players at the end. Everything else, sell, and you'll make so much profit, as well as then getting all of the players untradeable in your club. But that's going to be it from me. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Check out a video on the screen. It has been chosen for you, and let me know in that video if it was what you wanted. Take care. Peace.